Hey everybody, that brown bat back once again for another episode of Bat in the Box. Starkiller base. Let's build. We are now in episode 3, finally, and this episode is figuring out where terrain pieces go. That's all. But I promised you guys that I would show you everything that I could. So, when you rip something apart, you gotta put, and you need to put the blocks back in. Of course, sometimes you already use your tricks, and you delete the blocks, and the blocks don't fit back in, so you have to use the trigger area again to transcend the barrier. And again, I'm using the Tron terrain texture, the what's it, Tron Legacy, Sam Flynn, that one, the newer one, the disc, the rare disc that cost me an arm and a leg because it looks more like an aircraft carrier. So, you know, again, if you don't have it, use the Dusty Crop Hopper road pieces. There's no you don't have to have it. I mean, it's ridiculous that there are so few of those discs made that they go for between $40 and $80. I got both of them for $40, the Sky and the Train, so it was eBay. Anyway, I'm shortening the right side just like I did the left side in the last episode. Just because if we make this to scale, we'll run out of room right quick. And in this episode, there's a lot of me thinking on, what do I do? I'm confused. I'm not really confused, but where does, not this part per se, but when we get to the hills. So I guess it's a good thing that this is going double speed. And again, topping it off with Calhoun's command, but the sides and everything, I'm using Death Star terrain. I have no idea what I was trying to do there. I recorded this. See, this is how it goes. I'm putting a window here on the side, but I recorded this July 24th, and I'm just now getting to the audio track, and it's August 17th at 3:44 in the morning, and I gotta get up for work in 3 hours, so yay. I've been really busy. There was a period of time when I was like video, and then all of a sudden paperwork. Hey, secretary's on vacation. Yay! Gotta do double time now. So I'm doing regular job plus answering the phones. Taking all the notes. Yay. So that kind of wears people out. Mountains and hills. Again, like I said last episode, smooth terrain slope 5. And you'll see me try to fit other ones. There's a ramp block that we use to try to even things out. But you'll see me try to, break up the monotony. Should I use like this piece right here? Sometimes I use the hill, but for the most part, it's just this smooth slope 5. And it looks good with the Hoth terrain, but the sides only look good when it's a thick block. Otherwise, it looks just pure white and doesn't look like real texture. It looks like Fisher-Price toys. That's how I always related everything. Was it Star Wars or Fisher-Price? See, when I was a kid, I had Fisher-Price people, and then my mom bought me Princess Leia and Hoth, or Bespin attire, or Bespin fatigues. No, it was the best. It was the Hoth one, because she had the purple gown, which, man, that was ugly. So right here, got to make sure that you don't cover up the windows that we just put in there. So you got to come to a point where it stops and then continues on somewhere else. So the Princess Leia in the purple gown was, man, she was ugly. I don't think I ever owned that one. So my mom bought me the one where the Echo-based version. We're talking Kenner, not any of the new stuff. We're talking original 1983 toys, right? So she got me this, and that was the first Star Wars character I ever had, was Princess Leia. And the only thing I had other than that were a Fisher-Price farm set. I think, no, I didn't have it. Did I have the camping set? I may have had the camping set. So, of course, Darth Vader was a must, right? Well, I needed a black, something that was in black. And the only thing that I had that was in all black was the little pig that came with the Fisher-Price with the Fisher-Price farm set. So the little black pig had to be Darth Vader. So I'd stand him up on his hind legs, and boy, the imagination of a little child, I tell you. So that was Darth Vader. I'm trying to think. Must have been some of the other characters I used for, like, Luke and Han. At that point when I got Princess Leia, though, I had not seen Empire Strikes Back. Empire Strikes Back was the last film that I saw in the original trilogy. I seen A New Hope, which I didn't know it was called A New Hope, really. We called it Star Wars, right? I've seen it on Laserdisc. That was a giant CD, or a giant DVD, if you want to think of it that way. It was a big, it looked like, we thought they were records. My friend's family had money back then. Laserdiscs were quite expensive. And so we'd go over to his house and watch Star Wars every weekend or every other weekend forever. And then 1980, what was it, 84 or 83 come out. And Return of the Jedi was in the theaters, and I got to go see that for my birthday. Yay! And so I went to see Return of the Jedi, and then finally, my friend, his dad gets Empire Strikes Back on Laserdisc, so he's like, hey, we finally got Empire Strikes Back, so we went and finally seen Empire Strikes Back. And it was odd, though, because it didn't feel like I missed anything, because it seemed like Return of the Jedi explained everything. To me, it did. Then again, I had relatives that seen Empire Strikes Back, so they told me about it, and then the toys and stuff. So we knew that Boba Fett was the one that took Han to Jabba. We didn't know what Jabba looked like, though, until Return of the Jedi. It was the special editions where they added him back in, or added him in. It was originally a guy, and Lucas was really undecided on what he should look like, because the screenplay described Jabba as some other alien, I think with multiple eyes, I think? I can't remember. Because Han Solo was supposed to be some weird alien too, originally, but he was a human in the screenplay. I think the original drafts, Han was an alien, but screenplay, Jabba was some other monster with a bunch of eyes. But anyway, here's another. I'm trying to figure out how do I get the and reverse incline. And the only way to do that is with the simple toys, but if you use the simple toys like we have up front here, like we put on the last episode, you'll take up a lot of space. Those little toys, those little blocks, multiple ones down, take up a lot. You know, it's funny. Some of the toy boxes, like I just got done, and if you friend me on PS4, and you have Disney Infinity on PS4, check out the notification. However you do that, I don't know. I know I get the notifications on Disney Infinity, so I think that's how you get notified. I don't know, but check however you check to get the friends shares. Check mine out if you haven't. It's called Bespin. What the heck is it called? Carbon freeze chamber perfect. I think that's what I called it, because I've started the carbon freeze chamber right twice already, and I'm reluctant to post this next one for a while, because after I posted it was totally based on Star Wars Battlefront. However, I have a book. Oops, there goes my pen. I have a book that I've mentioned quite a few times. It's Star Wars, the cutaway locations. And it's being re-released this September. So we went from 2005. So we had 11 years between an update. So we're getting an update with Starkiller base. So I have it pre-ordered. So I won't be doing the interior. Okay, I don't know if it has Starkiller base. I'm assuming it has Starkiller base because it says Force Awakens updated, includes 2005 issue plus like 30 other pages. So I'm assuming Starkiller base. So hopefully it is. Hopefully we get an interior Starkiller base. So I won't be doing an interior of Starkiller base until I see my book. Which is fine because I have a billion other things to do. So anyway, I'm reading up on this book. Even though I already have the original, right? And it has Cloud City. And the author, I don't have it in front of me. I can't remember who wrote the book. Has a website where he shows his work, and the available pictures on the website are bigger than what's in the book, so you can see more detail. So I'm looking at Cloud City. See, my book is like, all right, he just threw something together. No, it was very detailed, and it says on the Amazon book. I think it's the Amazon book, or no, it's on Wikipedia about the book. This is canon source material. And, so Battlefront, and I understand why they did this. I thought Battlefront was all canon. Well, if most of the terrain inside a building is going to be elevators, kind of gonna have to do something different, because having the AI, I don't know why it's so difficult. Maybe it's because it's on a 3D base. I call it 3D. It's not a 2D platformer. There's a game called Elevator Action from the 80s, and the enemies used elevators on that. That was the whole thing, but it was 2D, so I think it was kind of easier, probably. So it's easier to have. Wait a minute, well, Star Wars Battlefront's geared towards P2P, PvP, whatever. They just now added in the bots, whatever. I don't know, but I guess they figure it's easier battle terrain if it's mostly flat, with stairs instead of elevators, because I haven't seen an elevator once yet in Star Wars Battlefront. I could be wrong, but I don't recall seeing an elevator yet. In this new version. Surprisingly enough, I've never played any of the older versions. But from what I hear, the concepts in the older versions are a lot better because there was more to do. But you gotta understand, when the graphics improve and mechanics improve, I guess, and the animations improve, you limit yourself on the strain of what can be done, or not what can be done, or how difficult it is to program it, I guess. Right here, I wanted to make sure that the AI was going to act somewhat appropriate. So I put down some battle droids. You notice the AI, there's groups of enemies, the AI is just stupid. Stormtroopers, Guavian Death Gang, Kanja Club, even though they don't call him Kanja Club, but the Tolomariz, he's one of the guys in the Kanja Club. It's probably not his name, like Fixer, Golder, and Molder, whatever, the ogre dudes. Well, it's revealed in Lego Star Wars and also the character encyclopedia that there's not 3 characters. I don't know why Disney Infinity did that. Maybe that was just a concept. But there was only one dude that's that big ogre dude, and his name is Grumgar. And he is a hunter. A trapper or hunter or something like that. Huh. Just looking at this thing for Unkar Plutt. Dude is ugly. But he is an aquatic species. Krolute? I guess that's how you pronounce his species. Or is that a description of a jerk? Nope, species Krolute. Krolute. But his greed keeps him far from the oceans of his home. That's weird because he's on a desert planet and he's aquatic. Man, I've met people that look like him too. They could have saved money and just got one of those people. What a jerk. This is what greed does to people. He reigns as the undisputed junk boss. The scavenger named Ray is one of his favorite traders. Now, it doesn't mention this, and that we probably won't see this until well after episode 8. Even though we've seen it in a flashback. Apparently, Unkar has some sort of job raising Rey. As you see, whoever left her on Jakku left her with Unkar. Come on, Greg. But she refuses to sell him the droid. And he tries to get her killed. Like, what a jerk. So there's no family respect there. So I want to know that story. What went on? How could not have been a father figure? But somebody raised her somehow. I mean, you have some, maybe it was townsfolk, I don't know. You know, like Anakin had his mom. She taught him values. Rey seems to have values. Then again, what was she, 7 or 8? So maybe you can learn values up to the time you're 8 years old. I don't know. I had a family, so I don't know. And I didn't act good. Well, I was good up until I had friends. And I got friends, and friends made me bad. And then I stopped hanging around with friends. I am seeing a picture here of an Ugnaught that doesn't look like our typical Ugnaught. I thought, watching Empire Strikes Back, I seen a taller Ugnaught. They're the little pig people. Anyway, on working on Cloud City. See, all this is trying to fit blocks in here. For 2 hours, and I have it condensed down to 50 minutes. Or an hour or something like that. So there's really no explaining. It's just watching. You see, you can either watch this or listen to me ramble on about Star Wars. Seriously. But there's nothing here really on Starkiller base. So I'll try to keep it themed on episode 7 and not stray and go somewhere else. So what is the Unkar? He's profitable. Doesn't say anything canon about having his arm ripped off. So that cut scene, we don't know if that really happened. Because, like, I'll give you an instance. Even though this was not in Force Awakens, in episode 3, in the cut scenes, Shaak-Ti was killed twice. So they're not both canon. They're cut for a reason. One of them, she's cut or killed by General Grievous on his ship. And the other one, which those scenes that they cut out of the Grievous' ship, I thought they were pretty cool. But the other one, which is canon, I think, I'm pretty sure it is, Anakin kills her. Or Darth Vader kills her when he goes into the temple. She was meditating. You know what? The purpose of meditating is to get in touch with in this case, the Force. Maybe she fell asleep because the purpose of the meditation is to help you listen better or alert you. That's what it's always been, and the purpose of any religion or fighting style or whatnot, right? To keep you in tune. So either, I don't know, they don't mention this. She was meditating. Well, she must have done a poor job or fell asleep or something, because from what I understand, he killed her. She wasn't prepared or something. I don't know. Whatever. Some of the stuff they explained, they did a bad job of explaining, I think. Let's see. He deals out slim servings of food, Unkar does, in exchange for valuable salvage, and calls upon leg breakers and thugs to ensure he gets the best deals. Unkar operates out of a converted cargo crawler in a large structure at Nema Outpost. He has a monopoly on food vending in town, and scavengers are forced to barter with him, exchanging valuable salvage for dehydrated food rations. Oh, I like this in this book. Almost every character in here, they tell about their boots. Seriously, Unkar's boots. Boots conceal flipper-like limbs. No, they don't. They're feet of a man. It tells you what kind of boots General Hux wears as well. Let's see. Yeah, Princess Leia from Force Awakens. She wears travel boots. I'm not making this up. It's in here. Travel boots. Oh boy, what does it say? Is this, as senator for Alderaan, Princess Leia Organa made diplomatic missions across the galaxy on her ship, the Tantive 4. Secretly, Leia worked for the Rebel Alliance, and she played a vital role in the defeat of the Empire. Leia was a key command figure in the Rebel Alliance, overseeing important missions and planning strategy alongside General Rykeen and the other Alliance leaders. In Echo Base on Hoth, Leia peered intently at the scanners, alert to any signs of Imperial detection. So it doesn't say it doesn't say a lot about Princess Leia from Force Awakens. Where's General Hux? Mon Mothma. Magna Guard. Come on. General Grievous. Oh, General Maydean. I'm not going to read it, but he's in Return of the Jedi. He's one of the generals that were briefing the rebels before they went and attacked the Death Star. And looking at his profile here, if you're a Doctor Who fan, he looks like Rory from Matt Smith's run. He really does. I wonder if he's related to him. Anyway, General Hux, First Order officer. He wears, get this, General Hux wears insulated boots. Homeworld, Arcanus, species, human, height, 6 feet 1 inches, or 1.85 meters, appearances, 7. See also Supreme Leader Snoke. Hold on a second. I swear I looked this up and it was not in this book. And again, I was tired. Is Supreme's... This is... Okay. Character Encyclopedia. Get this. I looked this up. I thought I was right. See also Supreme Leader Snoke. Supreme Leader Snoke is not in this book. They left him out. But let's see what it says for Captain Phasma. As far as see. Nope, they don't say see Snoke on him or her. I'm sorry. They say see Kylo Ren and General Hux and Finn. See Kylo Ren. That's so odd that, like, they actually said see also Supreme Leader Snoke, and they took it. I wonder if they spilled the beans or something and they had to take them out. Looking for Kylo Ren. Same thing with Kylo Ren. See also Supreme Leader Snoke. Let me see if he's under Snoke. Because everybody else is in alphabetical order by rank. Nope. How about leader? Nope, it goes Stormtrooper, Lama Su, Su being first, and Super Battle Droid. That is so messed up. I wonder, I really wonder if they wrote something in there that they weren't supposed to and pulled it out before it was last minute editing. Now, looking back at this, watching the footage of this, I could have totally condensed this down and see what I tried to do is make it as accurate as possible, and of course I got into some snags. So the completed version of this is maxed out to the point when I put air battle in there, only 2 TIE fighters show up at a time. And if I put stormtrooper or an enemy generator in there, only 2 of them will pop up at the same time. At least it doesn't crash, right? But I should have just condensed the majority of that in there. But at the time, I didn't know what was going to happen. See, I'm building underneath this because when you go at a slope, you have the empty space. So what do? You leave it empty? I try to leave as much empty as possible. Well, what happens is those the slopes, when they meet each other, you can see sky through them. So you have to put something in between them. You know, I didn't want it to look like garbage. See right there, like that. I should have left that alone and made that where it plateaus out and put the oscillator. I think that's what I'm going to do anyway. Yeah, I'm building the trench, so yeah, I did that anyway. I did cut corners. So I guess I tried to do what I'm thinking of right now anyway. So I'm putting the oscillator trench in, one of the trenches, right? Because there's a trench that goes around the base. And then in the oscillator, it has trenches within itself. I cannot believe Supreme Leader Snoke, I knew he wasn't in here, but I can't believe they actually say that he's in here. Maybe I'll, my Twitter never gets answers. I would like to, I had a tweet at Pablo Hidalgo, who wrote this book. Published or wrote it, published, whatever. What does it say? It says updated and expanded. I swear it said Pablo on there somewhere. I'm pretty sure it said. Yep, written by Simon Beecroft and Pablo Hidalgo. And Pablo is like the executive, one of the main executives. So I looked in the index and I couldn't find Supreme Leader Snoke. So looking in the contents, what do we see? Going under first name, you got Sly Moore, Snap Wexley, Snowtrooper, Space Slug. Going for Supreme Leader, you have, looking for it, you have Stronto, Cookie Tugs, Super Battle Droid, Sice Noodles. Not there. If you want to look for Leader Snoke, no, Lama Su, Lando Calrissian, Lieutenant Mitaka. Yeah. So weird. Somebody's gotta say something online. Anyway. Constable Zuvio. Alright, we'll save, like, Jakku people for Jakku. That's what I'm planning on, anyway. Alright, where was General? Let's finish with General Hux. Then we'll go to Captain Phasma. Tell that to Conja Club. I didn't make a deal with Conja Club. Tell that to Conja Club. I love that scene. Harrison Ford really did a really good job. I like how Han Solo turned in to Harrison Ford. He did. And then he had to die. Okay. General Hux. A young, ruthless officer in the First Order. General Hux has complete confidence in his troops. Oh, wait, that's a comma, not a period. General Hux has complete confidence in his troops' training methods and technology. He relishes the opportunity to unleash the terrifying Starkiller weapon upon the galaxy. The son of a prominent Imperial, Hux grew up celebrating the accomplishments of the old Empire. He, like many in the First Order, believes that the New Republic are unworthy usurpers of power, and that the galaxy must be ruled with a strong hand. See what power does? Yes, he's right. Because Leia was talking about, not in the movie, but in the book, I think. That's why she wasn't. That's why she was leading the resistance, while the Republic actually still exists. That's why there was a resistance, because they weren't doing what they should be doing, I guess is the easiest way to say it, right? Well, power was starting to corrupt them. And apparently, from what I understand, some of the people in the new Senate, or whatever you want to call it, were sympathizers of the old Empire. So, yeah. So some of them probably did back the First Order, or do, or whatever tense you want to use, present, future, whatever. So anyway, the New Republic, there were some bad guys, or evil people, I would say evil people, in the New Republic. But it's no difference from the First Order. Anyway, that's what power does. It corrupts you, and you start thinking stupid. You think that you're right and everybody else is wrong when you're doing the same thing as everybody else that's wrong. Okay, here's what kind of uniform he wears. Charcoal gray general's uniform. And his buckle. You have to talk about his belt buckle. Polished officer's buckle. Hux and Kylo. Hux oversees the training of the First Order stormtroopers using a rigid program of simulations designed to hone military precision. A man who believes in results and data, Hux has little appreciation for the more mystical side of the First Order, embodied by Kylo Ren. That's it. It's very brief on and backstories and stuff. It's just synopsis of character background. First Order Stormtroopers. I wonder if they're going to update the First Order Stormtroopers in each movie. Because they didn't do that in Star Wars, and I hope they don't feel the need to keep updating them. Because I think that's... Well, yeah, they did. They gave us... Yeah, but they kept the standard ones. They were still the majority. And in Return of the Jedi, you had the Scout Troopers. And there came a point in Return of the Jedi where you didn't see any more Scout Troopers on Endor. What in the world happened here? Oh, I must have been thinking. Maybe I was eating. I don't know. I was like, why did I stop? I must have missed that. I record these then before I do the voiceover, I actually watch them sped up, and I must have missed that part when I was doing the editing, but I'm not going back. Like, I think I got most of the oh, here's another pause. That's not that long. Anyway, so we were introduced to the biker scouts or scout troopers, and then in Empire Strikes Back we were introduced to the snow troopers. But that's all we had. We had the desert troopers, but the only difference between them and the standard stormtroopers was the orange sash and the type of gun that they carried. Really, orange sash, the shoulder pad. Okay, standard infantry. The First Order purposely resembled the feared soldiers of the old Empire, which in turn were inspired by the clone troopers of the Republic. And according to the data file, all of the stormtroopers in the First Order are human. According to this, for First Order. Not saying that there's a spin-off, not a spin-off comic with another one. Could happen. They did that with the regular stormtroopers, even though Palpatine was. It was weird because they said Palpatine was racist, right? Because they were trying to attribute all the stuff with Hitler. But before Palpatine was, he didn't show it. That's what I'm getting at. He had, what's the guy's name? The blue dude. The blue dude and the bald lady. I don't know the bald ladies, but, what's the blue guy's name? I can't think of it right now. No, that was Jedi. I'm going to say it wrong, or I'm going to mix it up with somebody else. Masamita, I think. So anyway, he had him as one of his puppets, right? I think all he cared about was who is the best. That's all he was worried about as far as officers went, I think. And it just happened to be all the planets that he took over happened to be non-human. A lot of them happened to be non-humans, and I think he ticked all of them off. So why would they help him out? Grand Admiral Thrawn did, and I'm glad they brought him back into canon. So anyway, I haven't seen anything official yet where it said the Emperor was racist. That was in the Zahn trilogy where they said that. So they might bring that over. They bring a lot of stuff over, but some of the stuff is just how they call legends or rumors. Like, I don't know if you're familiar with John Henry, Steel Driving Man. They're the steam-powered drill for the railroads. He said that he could beat the drills. He could outbeat them, right? And legend goes that he did, and he suffered a heart attack right when he won and died. So, yeah, I think this was a Disney cartoon too, but it was based on a legend, and so there's Wikipedia said there's 3 accounts of the same story. Different people, same name, did the same thing in different places of the country. So what I'm thinking is one of them's true and the other ones are made up, which just happens with stuff that's not documented all the time. So I believe that actually happened. But same thing with Star Wars Legends. Similar things happen, you know, if they don't induct it into canon, there's going to be something similar to it that really did happen. Okay, if you see right here, we're working on the oscillator. And I couldn't find a really good picture of the oscillator schematics. So all I know is it's either hexagon or octagon. You can't make a hexagon, a really good hexagon with Disney Infinity tools, because if you have an equal sided hexagon, I believe you need 45 or what is it? We have 45 degree. Yeah, because we're cutting. These are 45s. 22. I think you need a 22. I can't remember, but I tried doing an equidistant six-sider, and it just would not work. So, of course, this would have been done quicker if I had schematics. And I didn't. But I knew the basis of what I was, or the basics of what I was trying to do. So what I wanted to do, or what I actually end up doing, is it gets smaller as it goes in, and it inclines down like stairs. But I think it's supposed to be divided up into sections, which I didn't do. And I don't really want to redo it. But if I see a layout of it, I might go back into this toy box and rip this section apart. I don't really want to start it over. But I don't know, it depends. It depends on what schematics we get in this new book. Okay, Stormtroopers are trained from childhood to be soldiers. They undergo extensive combat drilling with detailed simulations to ensure a standard of excellence across their ranks, which far surpasses that of the old Empire Stormtroopers. So, if you put up, according to this, so they have better training than the old ones. First Order versus Empire, First Order is going to win. Hands down. Unless you put them up against the Empire, the Emperor's number one. Of course, his guards had to be trained really good. I don't know 100% sure how much better they were trained, so I could be wrong, but apparently the Emperor had really good ones. Now, why did the Royal Guards only have 4 spikes? Huh? Is that just the ceremonial ones that were on the Death Star, or that accompanied Palpatine? I don't know. Because you look at their bios, and it says they carried like pistols and stuff like that. They were like the Secret Service, I guess. That would have been nice if the Crimson Empire was canon. Think about the Dark Horse. I was a Marvel fan, and I read a lot of X-Men. And when I seen the Dark Horse Star Wars comics, of course I bought. What was it? I forget now, because I went broke and I had to sell everything at one point in my life. The one where Luke's on the cover. It was the graphic novel. Luke's on the cover, dressed like Vader, without the mask, and he still, of course, had his green lightsaber because he was good. And I think in the first page, he's being attacked by in AT-AT. In the AT-AT, got defeated by Luke deflecting its cannons back at him. Which I'm like, that is cool. I want to see that. Right. So anyway, I bought that, and I bought Crimson Empire, the graphic novel. And I call it graphic novel. It's the series, all the series in one book. I don't know if you call that a graphic novel or not. So anyway, the cover arts for these comic books for Dark Horse are amazing. I expected to see similar art style and coloring within the pages. And what was it? Not Shadows of the Empire. I forget what it was. The one with Luke. It was the sequel to the original Dark Horse trilogy they did. And this is the one where the Emperor tries to possess Han's kid. With the clones and everything. Anyway, the artwork and the coloring it was black and green. Seriously. I'm trying to remember, who was it? There was a woman that they met who had the Force, knew the Force, and thinking, what's up with that lady? Vima Naboda. Vima Naboda, I think. It's an old Jedi lady. I don't know, was she a Jedi or not? Or she just had the Force. And I'm wondering, now that I think of it, maybe that was the what they used for a starting point for Maz Kanata. I bet you. The Minaboda. But anyway, I can't remember how she died. Anyway, what am I getting at? Got me. Something about, I like the comic book art on the cover, but it sort of sucked inside. Anyway, I don't know how I got there. Just talking. I don't do anything with a storyline in this toy box. It's just fighting TIE fighters with Poe's X-Wing. You get out of the ship, the TIE fighters go away, you get in your ship, TIE fighters come out, you shoot them, have fun. That's all. It's all. But there will be an interior. And I also have to do more snowy plains in the crash site for the Millennium Falcon. This was the third or fourth attempt because I tried to go off Lego Star Wars. Lego Star Wars is great. It looks beautiful. It's perfect for a base, right? But none of that's seen in the movie. Bits and pieces, but I wanted that to be. I'm like, I want the Lego one, right? And watching the movie again, it's just snow. And a couple of, just like what you see there. Looks like aircraft carriers shoved into a mountain. Let's see. Ooh. First Order Snow Trooper. Wait a minute, we're almost done here. Yep. I don't want to start reading one and get cut off, right? We'll have to pick up where we left off. So, in the next one, talking about Snow Troopers. Now, since Carbon Freeze Chamber Toy Box is done, I should be able to be back on track in editing more videos and putting them out. I really need to put them out. I really want to. More content for you guys. More Let's Builds, parts, right? So anyway, this has been That Brown Bat, signing off. Thank you for joining me. And remember, keep on building! Thanks everyone for watching. If you enjoyed what you saw, smash that like button. And guess what? There's even more. Click on any of these boxes to view more awesome stuff. And don't forget to click that big subscribe button so you can be notified of all my upcoming videos. And again, I want to thank you for watching. This has been That Brown Bat signing off. CIAO.